Well, hello and Shabbat Shalom. Thank you so much for the 4 of you who said Shabbat Shalom back to us. That was excellent. We could try that again. Shabbat Shalom. Oh, that's so much better. Thank you. We are at a joyous, wonderful, celebratory moment. It's Shabbat, which is great. We're here with the great Cantor Muchnick, right over there. There he is. Ta-da! I'm just Rabbi Keller. Great Cantor Muchnick. Just Rabbi Keller over here. You are a congregation B'nai Israel, if you don't know. If you just wandered in and you were like, hey, this looks like a nice, safe place to hang out. Hey, you're a congregation B'nai Israel. So we are thrilled to have you. Plus the AC is cranking. It's nice and cool in here. So if you just wanted a nice, cool, dry place to hang out, then you're here. If you actually plan to come for Shabbat, we're even more excited. And possibly you also wandered in because Adam and Haley figured maybe they'd be hanging out and you want to hang out with them. Because they're right there. Aren't you guys right there? There you are. Hi. Yay. So we'll be celebrating Shabbat with them. They'll be helping us throughout our service. They'll be chanting some Torah for us. It is going to be quite the wonderful morning. Our service here at CBI should last somewhere right under 4 to 5 hours. So you should be out of here just before the Super Bowl, which is tomorrow. So that's perfect. Those of you watching on our live stream, hello. In live stream land, we are thrilled that you are here joining us as well. You can, by the way, follow along with every part of our service if you'd like. We have a virtual prayer book if you want to follow along. You can just go to our website, cbiboca.org, and top left corner, hit that first menu button, and then underneath menu, there's a button that says Services. Under Services, you'll scroll down a little bit, and you'll see a little picture of Cantor Muchnick without a mask. And right next to a picture of Cantor Muchnick, there'll be a button that says Prayer Book, and you can follow along with us virtually. For those of you who are following the book, the physical book here in our sanctuary, Mishkan Tfilah, I should say Mishkan Tfilah on your book. It should say Shabbat. If you have a book that says Mishkan Tfilah and it says weekdays and festivals on the cover, then you have the wrong one. But most likely you have the one that says Shabbat on the cover, and our prayer book has English and Hebrew and transliteration. That's the Hebrew with English letters, so everyone can chant along and pray along and be part of our whole service. I did a lot of talking, I feel like, to prepare us, so I'm going to stop. But we're going to start the service, but we can't start until our B'nai Mitzvah over here get their talit. So we are going to invite your parents up here to join us, and they are going to officially give you your talitot.
On this Shabbat, we rejoice in your coming of age, in our tradition. As a symbol of entrance, as a responsible member into the adult Jewish community, it is our honor to present you with this talent. Our tradition teaches us to put tzitzits, fringes, on the corners of our garments in every generation as a reminder to observe all of God's commandments. Now, as a bat mitzvah, a child of the commandments, you are ready to make moral choices, grow emotionally, intellectually, and to take responsibility for the mitzvah and your decisions. Be holy unto your God, bring blessings to our world, and may you bring to the household of Israel the same pride and joy, nachas, that you bring to us.
Baruch atah Adonai, Eloheinu melech haolam, asher kitshanu b'mitzvotav, v'tzivanu lehatit atef b'tzitzit.
Amen.
Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam, שהחיינו וקיימנו והגיענו לזמן הזה. ברוך אתה אדוני אלוהינו מלך העולם, שהחיינו וקיימנו והגיענו לזמן הזה.
So now it is official. You're wearing your talitot. You can give hugs or kisses to your parents, and then they're going to go sit down, and we're going to continue with our service. Good little hugs and kisses, Yay. We're going to dive into our prayer book now. So we're going to continue with our opening prayer here of Ma Tovu. That's on page 74 in your prayer book, 74. We continue now with Chatzi Kaddish, little page jump here to page 106. 106.
יתגדל ויתקדש שמי רבה, בעלמא דברה חירותי וימליך מלכותי, בחייכון וביומייכון וחיי דכל בית ישראל, בגלה בגלה ובזמן קריב וימרו, אמן. יהי שמי רבה מבורך, לעולם לעולמי המאיה יתברך. יתברך וישתבח ויתפאר ויתרומם ויתנשא ויתהדר ויתעלה ויתהלל שמי דקדשה בריחו לעילה מכל ברכתה ושירתה תושבחתה ונחמתה דמירן בעלמה ואמרו Amen.
We continue with our call to worship, Baruch Hu. Together we stand and continue on page 108. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam yotzer or v'choshech oseh shalom uvoret hakol. Praised are you, Adonai, creator of all heavenly lights. We continue now with Shema, page 114, 115. Please be seated. We continue now on page 116.
Bishita Vevdeha Uleha Vadera Uvshabdeha Ukumeha Ukshortam Leo Aledeha Veyayilu Tadafo Beineneha Ufhaftam Amazot Beteha Uvishareha Leman Tiskeru Vazatem Ekod Mazotai Vayam Kerushim Lehem Ani Adonai Elohim Asher Halati Ehem Meretz Mitzrayim Yot Lachem Le'elim Ani Adonai Elohim
Adonai Elohim Emet. Yeah, that was really good. That was really good. That's nice. We continue now with our song of redemption, Michamocha. That's on page 122.
Oh Adonai yimloch leolam vaed, Adonai yimloch leolam vaed. Zu Yisrael, kuma be'ezrat Yisrael, uvtechinu mecha Yehuda ve'Yisrael. Gohaleinu Adonai tzevaot shemo, Kedosh Yisrael, Baruch atah Adonai, Ga'al Yisrael.
We continue now with the Amidah that can be found on page 124. And together we stand as our B'nai Mitzvah lead us in the Amidah.
Adonai sefatai tiftach ufi agiti lecha. Adonai, open up my lips that my mouth may declare your praise. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu v'Elohei Avotenu v'Imotenu, Elohei Avraham, Elohei Yitzchak, Elohei Yaakov, Elohei Sarah, Elohei Rivka, Elohei Rachel, v'Elohei Leah, Ha'el Hagadol, Hagibor v'Hanora, El Elyon, Gomer Chasadim Tovim, v'Konei Hakol, v'Zocher Chasdevot v'Imahot, v'Megiv v'Gula Livnei B'neihem, L'man Shemo v'Ahava, Melech Ozer u'Mashiach u'Magen. Baruch atah Adonai, Magen Avraham, v'Ezrat Sarah. Atah Gibor le'olam Adonai, Mechayei hakol atarav l'Hoshia, Mashif haruach u'morid hagashem, Mechayel chayim b'chesed, Mechayel hakol b'rachamim rabim, Somech noflim be'ofei cholim, U'matir asurim, U'mekayem emreto lishnei afar, Michamocha ba'al kiburo, U'midol melach, Melech mimim, Mechayem, U'smatzmiya Yeshua, V'ne'eman atah lechayot hakol, Baruch atah Adonai, Mechayei hakol.
The fastest Amidah in history. But a beautiful one and an accurate one, just a very fast one. We continue with the Kedusha that is on page 130. We remain standing.
Nekadesh Hashem ba'olam, Keshem shemakdishim oto b'shmei marom, hakatuv al yad nevi'echa, v'kara zel zeh ve'amar, Kadosh, 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 Adonai tzevaot, Eloh kol ha'aretz, kevodo. Adir, Adirenu, Adonai, Adoneinu, Mahadir Shimcha bechol ha'aretz, Baruch kevod Adonai mimkomo. Echanu Eloheinu, Avinu Malkeinu, Moshienu ve'hu yashmienu, Berachamav le'inei kol chai. Ani Adonai Elohechem, Yimloch Adonai le'olam, Elohai Yitzion, Ledor vador, Hallelujah. Ledor vador nagigal lecha, ulenetzach netzachim kedushatcha nagdish, v'shivchacha Eloheinu mipinu lo yamush le'olam va'ed.
take some time now for our own silent prayers, thoughts, and meditations, beginning here on page 130, going through page 142. When you're finished, please be seated.
Shalom bimroma, Uyase shalom aleinu, Ve'al kol Yisrael be'imru, Amen. Uyase shalom aleinu ve'al kol Yisrael. Amen. Amen. Ose shalom, shalom bimroma, Uyase shalom aleinu, ve'al kol Yisrael be'imru, Amen. Ve'al kol Yisrael
We continue now with the service for reading the Torah, Seder Kriyat HaTorah. Big page jump for us here to page 244. 244.
Ein kamocha ba'Elohim Adonai, ve'ein kema'asecha, malchutecha malchut kol olamim, u'memshaltecha bechol dor v'dor. Adonai melech, Adonai malach, Adonai yimloch le'olam va'ed, Adonai os le'amo yitein, Adonai yivarech et amo b'shalom.
Please stand. Melech el ram v'nisa, Adon olamim. 246.
Ki mitzion teitzei Torah, Ki mitzion teitzei Torah, U'devar Adonai mi'Yerushalayim, Baruch shenatan Torah, Torah, Baruch shenatan Torah, Torah, le'amo Yisrael b'kedushato.
If we were not amidst a pandemic, we would not have our masks on, and we would invite your whole family up here onto the bima. We would take the Torah out. We'd march around with the Torah where everyone could kiss it and hug each other and be with one another. We are feeling like we're close to those days, closer than we have been in many, many months. But this Torah passing to you, even though the Torah is sitting right next to you, the Torah passing might be something we can't do physically, but we can certainly discuss it and connect to it spiritually, and that is this Torah is passed to both of you. To you, Adam, to you, Haley. This Torah is passed to you. It's been carried in the hands, physically, emotionally, and spiritually, of our ancestors, from great-grandparents to grandparents to parents to children. In good times or in bad times, this Torah has kept us together and strong as a people, as a nation, as an Am. We carried it in our hands when things were celebratory and happy in our homeland. We carried it in our hands if we were being persecuted and running from burning buildings. It didn't matter, because this Torah kept us together and strong as a people. And so we symbolically, in this moment, pass this Torah to you. Spiritually, emotionally, and Jewishly, we pass it fully to you, from generation and generation and generation, to you, Adam, and to you, Haley. And with that, we continue in the middle of page 248.
Shema Yisrael, Adonai Eloheinu, Adonai Echad, Echad Eloheinu, Gadol Adonenu, Kadosh Shemo. Gadlul Adonai iti uneromema shemo yachdav.
Please be seated. We are now going to be hearing some beautiful chanted words of Torah from our B'nai Mitzvah. We are reading from the Torah portion called Tetzaveh, and you'll be hearing also about the Torah portion a little later from our B'nai Mitzvah, but now you're going to hear actual Torah chanting. Here's what's really excellent and fabulous about Torah, is that, like I mentioned, it keeps us strong and united as a people, because it continues to teach us beautiful and new things. The scroll itself, though, sitting right there on our Torah table, in the scroll has no markings whatsoever for punctuation. There are no periods, there are no commas, there are no dashes that really give it that punctuation. There are also no markings in it for trope. Trope are the little markings that give it tune. So the only way to chant and read the Torah is if you know it really well, to be able to understand that in those sections you're supposed to pause and chant and go up in the tune or down in the tune. And so Adam and Haley have been practicing. And they are going to be chanting this Torah as if there are markings and punctuation and trope in it. So they'll be chanting right from the Torah scroll. To assist them and to aid them in that process, they need someone, groups of people, if you will, to join them, preceding and following each section of Torah that they'll be chanting. And each of those sections is called an aliyah. Aliyah in Hebrew means to ascend. So we're going to invite people to ascend, move, if you will, towards the Torah table, to be closer to the Torah table, and they'll be doing the blessings before and after each section of the reading. If you want to follow along, by the way, with the blessings, they're on page 250 in your prayer book, if you'd like. 250 in your prayer book is where the blessings are going to be found, where they will both be chanting from. And we are, without further ado, going to invite some people up to join us for the first of 4 aliyot. Right? 4 aliyot, Cantor? Yes, the first of 4 aliyot. So for the honor of the first aliyah, Dana Charles and Daniel Fernandez and Wanda Wegweiser. I love your name. It's so fun to say it. Wegweiser. All right, make sure you're near the microphones, everyone. Make sure you're ready to go. Whenever you're ready, we're ready for the Aliyah.
Baruch et Adonai Hamavarach.
Baruch Adonai Baruch Le'olam Va'ed.
Baruch Adonai Hamavarach Le'olam Va'ed. Baruch Ata Adonai Eloheinu Melech HaOlam Asher B'Chabanu Mikol Ha'amim V'natan Lanu et Torato. Baruch Ata Adonai Noten HaTorah.
Amen.
Shall I do the Aliyah now? Ve'ata tetzaveh ve'epnei Yisrael va'yiku eleha shemen zayit za kati lama or lehalot ner tamid me'ohel o'ed mihutz la parochet Asher al ha'edu Ya'arok oto Aharon uvanav Me'erev ad boker Lifnei Adonai Huka olam ledrotam Me'e b'nei Yisrael.
Baruch Ata Adonai Eloheinu Melech HaOlam Asher Natan Lanu Torat Emet V'chai Olam Nata B'tochenu. Baruch Ata Adonai Noten HaTorah.
Amen.
Amen.
Yesh koach. Good job. For the honor of the second Aliyah, you can all stay up there. Just stay up there. Why not? For the honor of the second Aliyah, we're going to have Adam Fernandez to do his second Aliyah. And we're going to call him up officially as Ya'amod Adam Yitzchak ben Vered Bar Mitzvah.
Oh. Arhu et Adonai Hamvorah.
Baruch Adonai Baruch Le'olam Va'ed.
Baruch Adonai Hamvorah Le'olam Va'ed. Baruch Ata Adonai Eloheinu Melech Olam Asher Bahar Banu Mikol Ha'amim V'natan Lanu et Torato. Baruch Ata Adonai Noten HaTorah.
Amen.
Ve'ata tetzaveh et b'nei Yisrael va'yiku eleha shemen zayit za kati lama or le'ahalot ner tamid be'ohel mo'ed michutz laparochet asher al ha'edu Ya'arok oto Aharon uvanav Me'erev ad boker Lifnei Adonai Ha'olam ledrotam Me'e b'nei Yisrael.
Baruch
Baruch Ata Adonai
Eloheinu.
Eloheinu Melech Olam Asher Natan Lanu Torah Emet Ehaye Olam Nata B'Dochenu Baruch Ata Adonai Noten HaTorah.
Amen.
For the honor of the third Aliyah, since you're up there, we'll invite you back. So Dana and Dan and Wanda.
Baruch et Adonai Hamavarah. Baruch Ata Adonai Hamavarach Le'olam Va'ed. Baruch Ata Adonai Eloheinu Melech HaOlam Asher Bachar Banu Mikol Ha'amim V'natan Lanu et Torato. Baruch Ata Adonai Noten HaTorah.
Amen.
Amen.
Ve'ata ha'akrif elecha et Aharon achicha ve'et banav ito mitoch b'nei Yisrael lecha hanorin Aharon Nadav v'Avihu Elazar v'itamar b'nei Aharon Ve'asita bigdei kodesh. Oh my God, Neharon, Vyasita Vigde Kodesh, Leaharon, Achicha, Bechavod Utifaret, Beata Tedaber El Kochach Mele, Asher Miletiv Ruach Chochma, Veasu Et Vigde Aharon, Lekadsho Lechahanoli.
Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam, asher natan lanu Torah emet, v'chei hayem olam netachenu v'tuchenu. Baruch atah Adonai noten haTorah.
Amen.
And for the honor of the fourth Aliyah, our bat mitzvah, Hila Aliza bat Vered. Woohoo.
Baruch Adonai Hamborach,
Baruch Adonai Baruch Le'olam Ba'ed.
Baruch Adonai Hamborach Le'olam Ba'ed, Baruch Atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam, asher bachar banu mikol ha'amim, v'natan lanu et Torato, Baruch Atah Adonai noten haTorah.
Amen.
Amen.
Ve'ata hakrev elecha et Aharon achicha ve'et banav ito mitoch bnei Yisrael lechahanoli Aharon Nadav Avihu Elazar ve'itamar bnei Aharon ve'asita vigdei kodesh le'Aharon achicha lechavod utifaret Ve'ata tedaber el kochach mile asher miletiv ruach chochma ve'asu et bigdei Aharon lekadsho lechahanoli. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam asher natan lanu Torat emet v'chayei olam nata betochenu. Baruch atah Adonai noten haTorah.
Amen. Yasher koach. Beautiful Torah reading. Remember what I told you? There was going to be these ups and downs and loops, and they did it all. Well done. With the Torah in front of us now, we have a chance to raise it and lift it. That's known as Hagba and Glila. So you can turn to page 252 in your prayer books, 252 at the bottom. And we are going to invite up Steve Freeberg and Cheryl Gray, who are going to join us to raise and lift the Torah.
V'zot haTorah asher sam Moshe lifnei bnei Yisrael al pi Adonai b'yad Moshe. Torah, 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 tziva lanu Moshe. Torah, 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 tziva lanu Moshe. Torah, 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 tziva lanu Moshe. Torah, 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 tziva lanu Moshe. Torah, 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 tziva lanu Moshe. Torah, 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 tziva lanu Moshe. Torah, 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 tziva lanu Moshe. Torah, 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 tziva lanu Moshe.
If you ever want to practice how to do Hagbat and Lila, the raising and the dressing, those were some great people right there, good role models. That was a very good job. They were very confident in their work, and it was well put together and excellent. Well done. Good team. Steve and Cheryl, excellent. We continue now with some chanting from our Haftarah. So on Shabbat mornings, we not only get to hear Torah, which comes from the book of the Torah, but we also get to hear some words from the book of the prophets. And this morning we're going to get to hear from the very excited and very notable prophet named Ezekiel. And so our B'nai Mitzvah are going to be chanting a blessing prior to the section they're going to be chanting on Ezekiel, and then they're going to be at the end doing a blessing after they do their special reading on Ezekiel. So I know you were thinking to yourself when you woke up this morning, I really hope the rabbi brings up Ezekiel, because I've been thinking about it all evening and all morning, and now, we're talking about Ezekiel, right? Who's excited about Ezekiel? Again, thank you for the 6 of you who raised your hand. Excellent. I feel like we've not progressed at all from the beginning. We had like a chance to like warm up, and thank you to the 3 of you who raised your hand. I appreciate that. Okay, we're going to continue. If you want to follow along, by the way, with the blessings for Haftarah, they're on page 254 in your prayer books. 254.
Bara'ata Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam asher bahar binvim tovim v'ritzav v'dirihem hana emarim be'emet bara'ata Adonai haboher b'Torah u'v'Moshe avdo u'v'Yisrael amo u'v'yevei ha'amet v'tzedek. So Torah habayet al rosh hahar kogivelo saviv saviv kodesh kodashim hine zo Torah habayet ve'ele midor hamizbeya ba'amot ama v'tofal V'hik ha'amal, ve'amal rochav, ugula el sefeta saviv, zeret ha'ehad, ve'zeh kav ha'mispeya.
Umechik ha'aretz, Ad ha'azara ha'tachtona, shetzayim amot, ve'rochav ama echad. Umei ha'azara ha'ktana, ad ha'azara ha'gdola, arba amot, ve'rochav ha'ama, ve'ha'arel arba amot. Umei ha'ariel umala ha'granot arba v'ha'ariel shetei mesrei orech bishtei mesrei rochav ravua el arbat revav. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech ha'olam Tzur kol ha'olamim, tzadik b'chol hadorot, ha'el ha'ne'eman, ha'omer ve'oseh, hamdaber u'mkayem, shekol devarav emet v'tzedek, al ha'torah ve'al ha'avodah, ve'al hanvi'im, ve'al yom ha'shabbat hazeh, shenatata lanu Adonai Eloheinu, likdusha v'limnucha, lechavod u'tifaret. Al hakol Adonai Eloheinu anachnu modim lach umvarchim otach yiparach shimcha b'fi kol chai tamid le'olam va'ed Baruch atah Adonai mechadesh haShabbat.
Simin tov, mazel tov, simin tov, mazel tov, simin tov, mazel tov, simin tov, tov, Yehelanu. Simin tov, mazel tov, mazel tov, simin tov, simin tov, mazel tov, mazel tov, simin tov, simin tov, mazel tov, mazel tov, simin tov, Yehelanu. Yehelanu, Yehelanu, Ulachol Yisrael. Yehelanu, Yehelanu, Ulachol Yisrael. David Melech Yisrael, Ahevekaya. David Melech Yisrael, Ahevekaya. Simin tov, mazel tov, mazel tov, simin tov, simin tov, mazel tov, mazel tov, simin tov, simin tov, mazel tov, mazel tov, simin tov, Yehelanu.
Adam, you got an arm, Adam. That was good. You got an arm. That was some good shots. I think in your throwing though, you lost your kippah, but it's right there. Yeah, there you go. Good. Thanks, Haley. Well done. That was some beautiful Torah, beautiful chanting, very, very nice, and some impressive throwing. I was impressed with those throws. Some of you out there had some good throws too, some good distance throws to get over the barrier here. That was impressive. So yeah, it's what.
I think they were aiming for you, actually.
I caught it.
I thought it was protected by the shield.
Yeah, the shield is protective. This is, by the way, when during the week, when we're not here at services, Kentra Munchnik and myself, we do this too. We just stand in the sanctuary and try and throw candy at each other. That's what we do. So we are right amidst our Torah service. We got a little Torah, we got a little Haftarah. And now we'd like to hear about the words of the Torah, what we talk about, and certainly get the views of our B'nai Mitzvah. So they're going to share with us their speeches, their words of Torah now that they wrote about this week's Torah portion. It's going to be fabulous. You're going to be overwhelmed at how wonderful it is. When they're done, you're going to want to clap, but it's not a show, so in lieu of clapping, we'll offer them a big hand whenever they're done. Also, what's going to be beautiful about this is not only what they wrote, but the fact they're going to deliver it slowly. They're also going to enunciate specifically in regards to every choice word that they share with us. It's going to be eloquent. It's going to be slow. They're going to take their time. They're going to enjoy it. They're going to make sure that both microphones are on, so check those buttons that they're blue. You're going to speak really clearly into them. We look forward to hearing it. We look forward to hearing your words of Torah as you go. Go ahead.
For our mitzvah,
Closer to the mic.
Haley and I chose to help the Florida Sea Turtles. We volunteered to help make bracelets at the Florida Sea Turtle Company. This company makes sea turtle bracelets, and 10% of their proceeds go to Gumbo Limbo Nature Center, Loggerhead Marine Life Center, and the Turtle Hospital. The state of Florida is home to the largest sea turtle nesting populations in the entire world. Each year between March and October, female sea turtles crawl on the shores of our beaches and dig holes to lay their eggs. In early morning hours, volunteers patrol the beach looking for sea turtle tracks, which would indicate signs of a nest nearby. Once a nest is located, they are marked with a sign and a barrier would be put up, alerting the public to keep their distance. Weeks later, baby hatchlings are born and make their way back into the ocean. When you buy a bracelet, you're helping spread awareness for our endangered sea turtles. These organizations help spread awareness to help the sea turtles. For more information, visit the conservation centers to learn about sea turtles and how you can help save them in your community.
Our Torah portion, I already messed up. Our Torah portion, Tetzaveh, is based on the high priest in the book of Exodus, as well as what they wore. The priest always had to wear very specific attire, including a turban, shoulder pieces, a breastplate, and several more elements to make it just as holy as it was. The first item, the turban, was worn on the priest's head to atone for the sins of the children of Israel. His shoulders would display plates that contained an onyx stone as well as 6 to 10 names of the Israeli tribe. The priest's breastplate was worn to be able to communicate with God. The breastplate contained 2 hidden components, Urim and Tumim, which were used to determine God's will. The last significant part of the breastplate was the 12 stones that were exhibited in the front, symbolizing each of Israel's sons. They would wear an embroidered sash around their waist, representing glory and beauty. The ephod worn around the priest's torso was used for divination. And the decorative bells and small hand-woven pomegranates that adorned the hem of the robe had a very specific purpose. The high priest was the only person allowed to enter a certain room in a temple, the Holy of Holies. Each year on Yom Kippur, the Day of Atonement, the priest would enter this room to burn incense and sparkle the blood of a sacrificial animal over the ark to atone for the sins of the people. But he was the only one allowed in this room, so no one else could go inside to help him if something happened to him. So the people of Israel decided that they would tie a rope around his ankle whenever he entered the room. The purpose of the bells were to make noise, reassuring the Israelites that everything was going well in the room. If the bells ceased to make noise, they would know that something happened to the priest, which they could then use the rope to pull his body out without having anybody enter. The pomegranates that dangled from the hem were to embrace the holiness of the now deceased priest. Shabbat shalom. Shabbat, yeah. Yeah, that.
Shabbat shalom. Shabbat shalom. That was much slower than when we rehearsed it a few days ago. Wouldn't you say, I can't much? I would say when we rehearsed it, it was like lightning speed. It was like Shabbat shalom. But this was really nice. Thank you. And we got to hear about some of the conservation and the connection and the priest. Well done. I think we can give you another big hand. So we are going to now return. The ark is the Torah is going to stay there, but we're going to end our Torah service now at the bottom of page 256 in your prayer books, 256, where we continue at the bottom.
Eitz chaim hi lama chazikim ba v'tom cheha meushar deracheha narchei noam v'chol netivoteha
We would like to ask 2 other people to join us on the bima now for some honors, honoring for saying a blessing for our country and a blessing and prayer for the state of Israel. So it's a pleasure to call up Sharon Newman and Paul Newman. If you want to follow along with these blessings, they're on page 258. Sharon Newman and Paul Newman, 258 and 259. Make sure you guys speak really clearly into that microphone, okay?
Thus says Adonai, this is what I desire, to unlock the fetters of wickedness and untie the cords of lawlessness, to let the oppressed go free, to break off every yoke. Share your bread with the hungry, and take the wretched poor into your home. When you see the naked, give clothing, and do not ignore your own kin. If you banish the yoke from your midst, the menacing hand, the evil speech, if you offer compassion to the hungry and satisfy the famished creature, then your light can shine in darkness.
O guardian
Of life and liberty, may our nation always merit your protection. Teach us to give thanks for what we have by sharing it with those who are in need. Keep our eyes open to the wonders of creation and alert to the care of the earth. May we never be lazy in the work of peace. May we honor those who have died in the defense of our ideals. Grant our leaders wisdom and forbearance. May they govern with justice and compassion. Help us all to appreciate one another and to express in ways
that we may
serve you. May our homes be safe from affliction and strife, and our country be sound in body and spirit. Amen.
I think probably also your parents want to say something nice to you, is my guess. So we're gonna invite them up here to share some words with you. I bet they like you. I bet they're proud of you. Well, a little bit. A little bit.
Put a little something together, some quick notes while we were taking photographs. The cantor told me to speak for about an hour, so it would eliminate Rabbi Keller coming up here and speaking some more. So, but I'm gonna cut it a little bit shorter. Again, good morning, everyone. Thank you for joining us today in this celebration for Adam and Haley coming to age. We would like to especially thank everybody who traveled a fair amount of distance that made the effort to come over here and join us, and as well as love to thank my relatives that came from the great state of Texas to be here. So, I'm a fiery guy, but I'm very emotional too. So this is where I'm supposed to talk about our children's admirable qualities. And I'm gonna, okay, take note, time and date. She has nothing to say. She has nothing to say. Take a picture. So, words that come to mind about Adam and Haley is kindness, generosity, loving, very talented, kind-hearted, determination, and relentless pursuit in reaching their goals. It seems like just yesterday we brought them home from the hospital. And to join their older siblings. And as parents, we all see the difference in our children, but we love them all the same. I'm privileged to have two sets of twins, and I think what it is that they have had a relationship before birth. And they show it, and they have all their differences, their different likes, but they always come back to each other. And they're very, very caring for each other. And that's one of the things that we've been blessed with. So There's times where Adam will sit through an anime movie with Haley, and if you don't know what an anime movie is, look it up. It's not my cup of tea, and there's times that Haley will sit with Adam and do some Legos. They share that time together. The journey to today officially started when Adam and Haley were 3. Their journey started right here at Congregation B'nai Israel. A lot of you have been a big part of their lives. You've welcomed my family, my children into your homes, and I'm grateful for that. Adam, Haley, we're so proud of you. So proud that your dedication, your hard work, your drive, but most of all, how you got to this day together. You worked together, and you did this together. And that's what makes it so special, and your mom and I just adore you. Thank you. Thank you.
We have some gifts for you on behalf of the congregation. Everyone likes gifts. And we have someone pretty cool who is going to present you with your gifts. Mr. Gil Kamener is going to be joining us. He's a member of our board of directors here at Congregation.
And my ELA teacher.
And what? Yes, that's why we kind of figured we might just match this up really nicely. So it's nice to have Gil here from CBI, Gil here for the both of you from class. He's wearing his new and awesome Batman kippah, which I love. It's a fabulous one. And so on behalf of the board, he has a bunch of stuff to give you. And Gil, it's over on the bottom on the left there, whatever.
Yes.
Okay, great. Okay.
By the way, I have one set of twins. I don't know how you do too.
All right.
I've been aging in dog years since mine were born, so. Haley, Adam, it is my pleasure and privilege to represent Congregation B'nai Israel's Board of Trustees in wishing you, your parents, and your entire family a hearty mazel tov. Your CBI family knows how very hard you work to make this special day happen, and we are so incredibly proud of your achievement. This day is only the beginning of your Jewish journey. We encourage you to continue in our high school, to participate in confirmation, and to become active in our youth group. Today, you were called to the Torah, and you have taken your place as a full member of the Jewish community. With that come obligations and responsibilities, as well as privileges and gifts. On behalf of Congregation B'nai Israel Sisterhood, I present you with this set of candlesticks. Get some of that up here. It's going to be for Haley. I'm sorry? And the Kiddush cup. When you use these gifts, we hope you will always think of this milestone in your life. In addition, the Brotherhood would like to present you with this book, that's this, as a special memento for you to enjoy for years to come. On behalf of the Board of Trustees, I am pleased to present you with your very own copy of the Torah, inscribed with your name and today's date, for you to use as you continue on your Jewish journey. Last is your certificate, signed by the clergy, officially commemorating the completion of your bar and bat mitzvah. You did it. You did it. I think that's here. Let's see. We have Adam, and we have Haley. You did it. Congratulations. Are we shaking hands? Are we bumping fists? What are we doing? We can do that too.
Yay.
Thanks, Gil.
Not really.
What'd you get there? Looks like you got a certificate. It's nice. Yeah, it's good. What's in that box? Let's see. Open it up. Let's see. Go ahead.
Always wanted candles.
Well, open it up. Let's see what.
Okay.
Let's see what's in there. Let's go ahead. Let's see if we labeled them correctly.
It clearly says candles, but okay.
See if we labeled them correctly. Let's see if we got the right
I
thing
hope
for
there's candles in here.
the right kid. Let's see. Let's see how we did at CBI.
I've been hoping for candles. Dad didn't get me candles for Hanukkah. That made me really sad.
What'd you get? What is that? Yeah, Kiddush cup. Good, we got the Kiddush cup right. There you go. And what'd you get? Candle, thanks. Yes, we did it right. Yes. Excellent. Nice. Okay. What's that blue thing wrapped up there? There's a big blue thing with a bow on it. What's that? What's that? I want to see what that is. It's wrapped really beautifully. It's a nice bow. I thought maybe I checked it earlier. I thought one of you might have one name on it. I think maybe it's the same. You got the same thing. I don't know.
Probably.
Let's see. Oh, I think you got the same thing. Yeah. All right. Okay. What's that? What'd you get?
Man, it's I can't speak English.
The Newish Jewish Encyclopedia.
The Newish Jewish Encyclopedia. You have to say it with an accent too. The Newish Jewish Encyclopedia. Nice, very nice, good. And there are your certificates. They're also there, signed by Cantor Muchnick and by me. And you also get your each individual. You get a little miniature Torah book. Let's see. Did we put a little? I think we put a little note inside the cover. You want to look inside the cover and see if we wrote anything in there? What do we write in there? Whoa! What does it say?
I don't know. I can't read.
Oh, who's it for? Does it say your name on it?
Me. Oh, another one.
There's yours.
Turn
Does it
it
have your
into-
name on the inside? Does it have your name on the inside? Yes. Good. Okay. We did this all correctly. Yes.
Turn it and turn it for everything in it is in it. There we go. Presents to Haley Fernandez. Yay.
Yay. So everyone got to say a little something to you, and now it's my turn to say a little something to you on this fine Shabbat morning, and that is that I don't think you pick your Torah portion. I think it picks you, and I think that there's this beautiful connection in the Torah portion this morning of Tetzaveh that talks about what people should, what the high priest should wear, and so how it's important for us to dress in a certain way and for us to look in a certain way so we're distinguished and we feel good, because sometimes when you dress nicely, you also feel good. There's a whole component of it. But there's also this other part of it about being commanded to do something, meaning that it's your turn to do something. Because that's what Tetzaveh means. And so I want you to combine both of these things today. I want you to take the style that you both have and the coolness that you both have and your own personal way of doing things, the way that you connect with the world personally. But I also now, because you are bar and bat mitzvah, and now I want you to sprinkle on that personality, the responsibility that you now have as bar and bat mitzvah to your community. So now, up until now, your parents have been able to drag you into the Jewish spotlight of things, and now it's your responsibility to do that. And by the way, not only is it their responsibility, your parents and all these people here who care about you and love you, and your responsibility, it's also his responsibility and my responsibility, which means, by the way, Cantor, that's the Cantor and me, by the way, Adam, Haley, that means if you don't continue into the 10th grade program for confirmation and you don't continue until your high school program so you can stay on this BMO when you're in 12th grade, if you don't do that,
We'll find you.
we're going to find you. We have your address, and we will just The cantor said it so beautifully with his booming voice. I just sound like, we'll find you. And so we can't wait to continue to celebrate these moments with you. You're in your own style, but also in connection with mitzvot, with commandments, with Judaism, with God, with CBI, with community. And so to really bring all of that together, all of your beautiful chanting and your words and connection to everyone here, we'd like to offer God's blessing upon you, if that is okay with the two of you. What do you think? Yeah. You really don't have to do anything except for stand there, so it's good. But we are going to invite your parents back up. So your parents are going to come back up here. They also don't have to do anything. Don't worry. You just have to stand there. All you have to do is stand there, hug the children, and face this way. All you have to do is hug them and face this way. That's all. That's pretty easy. We'd like to offer this very important blessing to you, this priestly blessing that comes from Jewish text and is often used at very precious, very memorable, very beautiful Jewish milestones in our lives together.
Yivarechecha Adonai v'yishmerecha.
May God bless you and protect you.
Yair Adonai panav elecha v'chunecha.
May God's presence shine upon you and be gracious to you.
Yisa Adonai panav elecha v'yaseim lecha.
May God's presence be with you all the days of your life and grant you peace as together we all say, Amen. 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 You guys can do a nice big family hug for us.
Do we have to?
Yes. Yes, you have to. We're going to begin to conclude our service now with Aleinu and Kaddish. Aleinu can be found on page 282 in your prayer books, 282, and together we stand.
Aleinu l'shabeach l'adon hakol, לתת גדולה ליוצא בראשית, שלא עשנו כגויי הארצות, ולא שמנו כמשפחות האדמה, שלא שם חלקנו כהם, וגור עלינו ככל המונם, ואנחנו קוראים ומשתחווים ומודים, לפני מלך מלכי המלכים, הקדוש ברוך הוא. ונאמר והיה אדוני למלך על כל הארץ, ביום ההוא יהיה אדוני אחד, ושמו echad.
We transition our thoughts now to Kaddish Tom, to Mourner's Kaddish. For our B'nai Mitzvah family, we think of Irving, Ted Wegweiser, and Aurelia and Ambrosio Fernandez. Here at Congregation B'nai Israel, we think of those in a period of Shloshim, the immediate 30-day mourning period: Ernie Tischler, Hannah Friedrichs, and Arlene Roth. And our yortzeits that occur for us this week: Morris Averbach, Barry Cohen, Barry Castillo and Fass, Frida Fisher, Lawrence Fisher, Elizabeth Harris, Bernard Hollander, Alfred Jacobson, Edward Kaplan, Pinkas Kawa, Rilla Quartz, Sidel Laubstein, Helen Medoff, Bernard Reiter, Karl Schneekrautz, Teresa Schwartz, Cliff Suchman, Brett Turkmany, Wiesenthal, Zuckerberg, Herbert S. Werner, Rosalia Wilkes, Abraham Yasmin, Natalie Zoll. To those names, we had any name that you would like to add at this time. Kadisha Tom Moners Kaddish 294. Yitkadal v'kadas shmei rabba, v'alma divra cherutei v'amlich malchutei, v'chai echon v'yomechon v'chai dechol beit Israel, b'agala v'zman kariv v'imru amen. Yehei shmei rabba mevorach le'olam u'lemei almaya, yitbarach v'yishtabach v'yitpa'ar v'yitomam v'yitnaseh, v'yitadar v'yitale v'yitalal shmei rikudesha b'richu, le'ela min kol birchata v'shirata, tushbechata v'nechemata, ta'amiran b'alma v'imru amen. Yehi shlomo rabba min shemaya, v'chaim aleinu ve'al kol Yisrael v'imru amen. Oseh shalom b'mromav, u'yaseh shalom aleinu ve'al kol Yisrael v'imru amen. May the one who creates harmony on high bring peace to us and to all Israel. As together we say, amen. Please be seated. We are going to conclude our service this morning with
Ein Kelohenu.
Ein Kelohenu, which can be found on page 322. 322.
Ein Kelohenu, ein Kadonenu, ein Kemalkeinu, ein Kemoshienu, ein Kelohenu, ein Kadonenu, ein Kemalkeinu, ein Kemoshienu. Mi Kelohenu, mi Kadonenu, mi Kemalkeinu, mi Kemoshienu, ein Kelohenu, ein Kadonenu, ein Kemalkeinu, ein Kemoshienu, ein Kelohenu, ein Kadonenu, ein Kemalkeinu, ein Kemoshienu. Nodel Eloheinu, Nodel Adonenu, Nodel Malkeinu, Nodel Moshienu, ein Kelohenu, ein Kadonenu, ein Kemalkeinu, ein Kemoshienu, ein Kelohenu, ein Kadonenu, ein Kemalkeinu, ein Kemoshienu. Baruch Eloheinu, Baruch Adonenu, Baruch Malkeinu, Baruch Moshienu, ein Kelohenu, ein Kadonenu, ein Kemalkeinu, ein Kemoshienu, ein Kelohenu, ein Kadonenu, ein Kemalkeinu, ein Kemoshienu. Atahu Eloheinu, Atahu Adonenu, Atahu Malkeinu, Atahu Moshienu. Ein Kelohenu, ein Kadonenu, ein Kemalkeinu, ein Kemoshienu, ein Kelohenu, ein Kadonenu, ein Kemalkeinu, ein Kemoshienu.
Adonai oz lamo yiten, Adonai varech et amo v'shalom. May God give strength unto our people to bless us with hope and strength and love and peace. Shabbat shalom, everybody, and mazel tov.